Oh man, I mean, we've had so many great moments from the first 5 by 9 fights all the way until, I would say about 50 shows. Mott's, when did you kind of decide where you were like, okay, I'm out? I think it was maybe 40. No.
Something, yeah, I don't remember the exact,
Yeah.
but my dad came down with cancer,
Yeah.
and that just took a big toll on me. So I wanted to spend as much time. And I mean, I think you guys will agree, it takes a shitload of effort and time to get one of these shows going. Everybody
Yeah.
thinks you just set up a cage and sell some tickets, and it's just something that just happens. And I mean, when I go to shows, like I'm looking around, I'm like, holy shit, like, they got a team together. But yeah, Jeremy's got this thing running on just a machine. But yeah,
Definitely. And then
I stepped out, and
yeah.
then I'm surprised you guys even kept it going without me involved. No, I'm kidding.
No, and then I stepped out. What was it? 82, Jeremy? 83?
Yeah, it's at some. I can't remember the exact number, but
Yeah.
yeah,
So
no. It had to have been. It was in the 70s because I think our 79th show was, I think, our first show back from COVID.
yeah.
So it was just a little bit before that, probably
Yeah.
mid
So
70s somewhere.
yeah. So I went down, and obviously, I was dealt with the whole cancer bug, but I think for moving on, because we're kind of running out of time here. I just wanted to kind of go over like just not only like our favorite moments, like for me, the moments, like obviously the business side of it, the planning side of it, all that stuff is like sometimes it's not the best stuff. But I feel like my favorite moment was just like seeing the crowd like get all pumped up and hyped up for the show. I feel like we have the most exciting crowds for MMA shows. And it was just exciting just to be a ring announcer, but also have the behind the scenes of actually putting on the event. So that was exciting for me. I don't know, Mods, Jeremy, what are kind of your favorite moments about the shows that we put on?
Go ahead, Jeremy.
I think favorite moments. I always say the same thing was the show that we were doing outside at Visalia Rawhide when it rained, and we were able to move the whole show and somehow get a ABC license all the way to Hanford and still had like 1,000 people there. I just thought that was kind of crazy. I think one of the brighter spots for me over the years was being able to help and develop Antoine, because he was someone who came in as a coach and was bringing guys all the way from Ridgecrest to fight for us. And it was like, dude, this guy's like super bought into the product that we have, you know what I mean? And so working with him over time, and then him wanting, as Mott's made an exit, as Joey made an exit, really kind of take little steps forward and, not only matchmaking, but then, passing on knowledge to guys for other things, and then just giving me different perspectives on things, and him becoming really not just a yes man, you know what I mean? Someone that challenged me as much as Mott's did, challenged me as much as Joey did, and saying, hey, we shouldn't do this or we should do that. You know what I mean? Just his development and growth, from the time that he came on, probably is, I feel like, probably one of my biggest accomplishments, other than being able to give obviously athletes the platform to grow. So just wanted to kind of hear Antoine's thoughts a little bit before we check in with Mott's.
Well, it was easy coming into the program and everything, because I was seeing shows in like San Diego and and it just wasn't something like I was looking for as far as like organization and like putting on a real show. To me, it was just like putting some fights together, selling some tickets, making some money, and that's it. It really wasn't the same experience as 559 fights. My first show was I believe it was number 18, so it was like October 2013. And it was at the big Fresno Fair. So yeah, it was just such a good time. It was like the crowd was crazy. I was the first fight of the night. So I got one guy on there, he lost a decision. So the rest of the time, I just got to hang out, you know what I mean, behind the scenes, talk to some of the coaches, and kind of see how this organization was ran. And it was really professional, even at its earliest stages. So I was around until about number 50. And at the 50th show, I was like, okay, these guys isn't going anywhere. I'm going to keep doing this thing forever. I'm going to keep having guys up here. Even when I didn't have fighters, I was up here driving up, rapping hands, coaching guys who didn't have fighters. Just got to be a part of the experience. And then one day in 2018, Jeremy hit me up and said, "Hey man, you want to be a matchmaker and kind of help take the thing to the next level?" And like without a doubt, I was like, "I'm in automatically." You know what I mean? Let me know what I need to do. And I just kind of love the behind the scenes of like putting fights together. I mean, even it is a headache, yes, and I'm glad I'm bald because I'm pulling my shit out all the time with these fights, and so it's just nuts. But just kind of seeing the development from that guy who it was the very first time having an amateur fight to making it into the pros now. It's been so much. It's been so long now. We've watched little babies and 5-5 fights made it to the UFC, and I think that's pretty awesome, man. So I'm just happy to be a part of it. And I'm just keep doing this thing, even though I'm in another state right now. I'm happy to be a part of it. And I'm gonna keep doing this thing until the wheels fall off.
I love it, Antoine. Mott's favorite moments of 559 fights.
Man, it just, I could just go down memory lane and whatnot, but like we had some great characters and whatnot that were in the cage, over the years. The Paisa, the dude didn't speak a lick of English, but he was like one of my favorite fighters. I could never interview him. I had no idea. It was basically sign language between he and I, but he was one of my favorites. The Baptist, who, I don't know what happened to that guy during.
My answer.
He kind of went off the rails and whatnot, but I mean, there's just so many memories of just great fighters that had come through. I miss like some of the stuff that we used to do. I don't miss any of the fighting the three of us used to do, talking about this, that, or another thing, setting up the cage. Where's Joey? I'm on Shaw. Like it was just one thing after another. But like one of the memories, and I don't know, maybe Jeremy knows who the fighter was. This is the first time I'd ever seen it. But basically, a lot of these guys, I mean, you hand tickets to them, they're wearing the tap out gear, they're this, that, and the other thing, but you hand tickets to these guys, and all of a sudden it just becomes too real. And one time we were at a weigh-in, and a guy showed up for the weigh-in, but then he didn't show up for the fight. He like saw his opponent, and it was a wrap. We never saw that guy again. So, some of this stuff, some of these guys, they get tickets in their hand and they keep telling their friends what a badass they are. And then they're about to get exposed on a stage in front of everybody. And all of a sudden, I pulled my toe. I can't walk. Or, I drank an energy drink, right before I was about to go in the cage. Like I know Jeremy's seen a million more things than I have, but like, it was eye-opening and whatnot. And shout out to Bloody Mayhem. How you guys doing? Just checking in. That's something you guys probably don't know about.
Oh my gosh, it's good times, man. So obviously this was like the fastest 40 minutes I've ever been a part of because of so many like great things that we're talking about and like that have happened throughout the history of 559 fights.
Not to hijack the show, and I still kind of wanted to rewind for a second.
No worries.
I kind of didn't get to touch on. I don't know if you just kind of glossed over, your situation because you didn't really want to talk about it too much. But that was definitely a pivotal time, I think, in the transition of 559 fights. You know what I mean? And I don't want to crack jokes or do anything insensitive, but definitely one of the funniest things that Joey, you and I, that you ever told me, you just kind of went missing, right? And I didn't hear from you for a few days, and I was like, what the heck is going on? And to me and Mats, that might be part of the course, you know what I'm saying, for you. But then reaching out to your brother and your mom calling me and letting me know, that you were in the hospital, and she said I could come visit you. And I just remember like going to visit you for the first time, and you kind of telling me, that you had testicular cancer and stuff. And I was just like, I was super shook up and like worried, and I was like, Joey, like, how the fuck did you not know that like this was going on? You know what I mean? Because you were just like, I just didn't feel good. You know what I mean? And I'm like, how? And and then like, I remember your mom telling me, everything was going on. I was just like, Joey, how did I just remember you telling me like, I just thought my balls were big. And I was like, this motherfucker, man. Like I wanted to slap you in the face, so I didn't know whether to hug you or slap you. And I know we were crying and all this stuff, all these emotions were kind of going on, you know. And I was just like, this dude just really cracked a joke in like his most trying of times in his life, trying to make me feel better about the situation. I just remember like, you know, all the stuff that we always had going on and stuff like, holy shit, man, this guy's gonna make a joke right now, you know. And I think that, you know, that time for me was super scary because I was kind of in the office by myself, and Antoine was you know, far, and there was just like no one there in an immediate that could help. You know what I mean? It was like, hey, we got an event in 2 weeks, you know, and it's like I have no communication with the venue, so like it's like figure it out. You know what I'm saying? And it's like going down there and like figuring it out and trying to speak Spanish with the Rainbow Ballroom, like, you know, trying to bring people into the circle that could help me. And I think that was the time where I realized like no one person can be bigger than a team anymore. You know what I mean? And like I needed Antoine to be able to run the show if I was able to get sick, and Antoine needed to be able to lean on people, and we didn't have people. So at that time, like it really switched from like we got to develop a team, man. It can't just be me. It just can't be just be Joey. It couldn't just be Mott's. You know what I mean? Like you can't just be Antoine. Like, and that's where the team this that I've assembled now really came from being built out of like, hey, we all, you know, things are just gonna can and will happen unexpectedly. You know what I mean? And you know, and so if I don't develop people that can take this over and do this when I'm not in good health, or if I need to be away at something else, or Antoine needs to be away at something else, then we're doing a disservice to the people in our community. You know what I mean? So that's where the idea of really developing this team came in a sense, and we started strategically putting people in different positions. And Antoine and I and developed. I mean, I think we're at like 17, 18 people in our group chat now. You know what I mean? Where previously it was just me and Joey, you know what I mean? Or me, Joey, and Mott's at one point, you know?
Yeah, and I'll just give my perspective real quick, like just on being at the last show, like the first show that I came back to when I was gonna ring announce. I was like, oh man, I was like, well, I should probably like prepare myself because I'm gonna need to help Jeremy, you know, move tables and like figure out like all these little things that, you know, Jeremy, you know, he's doing by himself. So I walk in and I'm like, what the heck? Like there's like a whole crew that each have their own duties and like a whole structure. And I was just like, shoot, this is great. So I mean, yeah, so kudos to, you know, building that, you know, but like I said, like you said, it took this pivotal moment, you know, for that to happen.
Yeah. And so, you know, I just want to say thank you, even in your time of tragedy and things that were going on in your life. You helped push me and Antoine to really become better, not only people, but promoters, you know what I mean? And I hope you don't feel like ever lost or in the shuffle. You know, I know there wasn't a lot of communication with you other than me checking on you personally, you know what I mean? But it was like, I specifically never tried to talk business with you after that, you know what I mean? Because I know Joey, and if I would have started talking business with you, you would have took your focus from dealing with your situation to dealing with the fights, and that's not what needed to be done at the time. So, you know, I hope you know during that time where things quieted down, that Antoine and myself were really like just trying to push the business forward, to show respect for you in the same sense, you know what I mean, and that time frame. And through that, you know, through your tragedy and through the things that you were going through, you sparked us to be better people and better, and the company grew exponentially because of it. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, that that means a lot to me just hearing you say that. Um I mean, I definitely, you know, I definitely miss it, you know, but I feel like just for my health, I feel like, I definitely have to pace myself back into things. And I feel like, ring announcing and providing maybe my creative elements to you guys maybe helps, at this time. And like I said, it means a lot that you said that, man. I really appreciate it. And that's why I want to bring this stuff up.
Yeah, I guess we can start talking about 100. We all know you got big balls, so I can never. I'm never gonna let that go. I think about it in my downtime. You know what I mean? Like, fuck, like Joey's got big balls. You know what I mean? So
That was the first my balls was hot.
Right? That was before that.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.